New Jersey is crisscrossed by a lot of old abandoned rail lines that are no longer in use. Some are being targeted for possible hiking trails or even brought back as light rail lines. In the meantime, one New Jersey photographer and writer is taking inspiration from what he sees along them. News 12's Brian Donahue with his story.
Yeah, it's very hard to stop. I just keep going and going and going.
In a pretty dark period of his own life, the world in COVID lockdown, his parents having just died within 2 weeks of one another, Wheeler Antabonas found himself drawn, as he often is, to the darkest corners of the North Jersey landscape.
So the only really safe, socially distant activity I could find was to go out and walk the tracks. I walked all the way from Montclair to Jersey City on the old Boonton line, just to kind of clear my head after my parents' death.
The more he walked, the more North Jersey's defunct rail lines became the path to inspiration. Wheeler, a photographer and writer known for his books and articles chronicling New Jersey's post-industrial underbelly, followed up his walk along the Boonton line with trips along the abandoned Newark branch of the Erie Railroad, which runs through Kearney, Newark, Belleville, Nutley, and Clifton. The photos and video he took on his hikes became the fodder for a new book, Walking the Newark Branch, and an accompanying film.
And I had to start my journey by walking all the way out into the marsh so I can meet the starting point of this track.
Wheeler takes us on a forbidden journey none of us will, or necessarily should, ever make ourselves.
I'm surrounded by people, I'm surrounded by civilization, but this is a little island where I can't reach them, they can't reach me. I like desolation and decay, so this was right up my alley, and along the way there's tons of abandoned buildings and graffiti, and it was just an awesome, awesome trip. And I was lucky to do it when I did, because even now, just a couple months after I finished, a lot of the buildings along the way have been torn down and they're making into condos.
The Newark branch of the Erie Railroad ran between Paterson and Jersey City between 1870 and the 1960s. Unlike the Boonton line, which is targeted to become a hiking and walking path, the Newark branch faces a more uncertain future. A 2020 Regional Plan Association report proposed reinstating light rail passenger service along the route, but for now it's just one long trail of clues to stories and mysteries, some disturbing.
Now here's a barrel that was filled with something.
Even chilling. Others oddly beautiful.
It's good to get out here while it's still here. It's good to get out here while I'm still here. There's no guarantees.
All brought forward now for us to see in a way only North Jersey's Bard of the Forbidden can do.
I'm Brian Donahue. This is Positively New Jersey.
Again, we have to stress, do not attempt to walk on any railroad tracks. Lines that may appear to be defunct still carry occasional freight trains. Antabonas says he's willing to face the consequences for what is technically trespassing. Better to just buy the book or watch the film, which you can do at abandonedbooks.org.